goodies? Welcome back to your girl channel and to my kitchen, how to cook. And today I'm going to show you how I made this delicious recipe. You are going to love this one. It's fast, easy, and it's simple to make, right? Be sure to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you will always be reminded whenever I upload a brand new video. And for all of my returning goodies, on the don't know so the girl loving it, right? Let's cook. Okay, goodies, let's jump right into the recipe. And again, it's going to be fast, easy, and simple. Anybody can do this, right? Let's talk about the things that I'm going to use and the ingredients that I'm going to be adding to the recipe, all right? Okay. To get started, you're going to need some chicken breast. I did cut the chicken breast into thin slices, as you can see. Make sure that your chicken breast is cut nice and thin, all right? Now, after you've cut your chicken breast into thin slices, you want to lay it on the plastic wrap, right? So on here I have one plastic wrap on bottom, one on top. You want to press into it. I'm going to be using this right here to hammer the chicken, hammer out the chicken, because I need it even flatter than that to get the juices to flow properly through that chicken. Okay, now let's talk about some other ingredients. Over here I have some white sharp cheddar cheese. Of course, you could substitute that out, okay? Now, I'm going to add some tomatoes. The bigger the tomatoes is the better the recipe, the better the chicken is going to be, right? And less work. So the bigger the tomato, the better. Now, to cook it up, I'm going to be using the extra virgin olive oil here. Of course, if you don't want to go extra virgin olive oil, you could substitute that out for whatever it is that you need. Now, in addition to that, over here I have about a cup of all-purpose flour, okay? Now, I'm going to add a half cup of cornstarch right here. Now, let's talk about our seasonings that we have here. I have 1 tablespoon of paprika, half teaspoon of chicken seasoning, half teaspoon onion and garlic powder, half teaspoon of black pepper and salt. All right, so that's all you need in your container, okay? Because I'm not going to write anything down below, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Not write nothing down there. So be sure that you get that correct. Now, we are going to be cooking up some rice, some kind of veggie rice with this thing. So this is what I'm doing. It's very delicious. I've made this several times and I wanted to share it with you guys, all right? Now, what you're going to use is any kind of a lettuce that you like. Let's just say any kind of lettuce that you like. Now, the lettuce that I'm going to use for the recipe is my romaine lettuce, okay? This is the one that I'm using here. If you decide to use that lettuce though, be sure that you cut off the head of the lettuce. You don't want to use this part into it because it's going to have it tasting a little bit on the bitter end. So discard that piece and just use from here up on, okay? And make sure that you wash it really well, and that is what you will have right there, okay? Now, you're also going to need some kind of a mixed veggie. I'm using the one in the can, right? You could use frozen or fresh, and that is about 1 cup of mixed vegetables. Over here, I have also 1 cup of white rice, cooked rice. Do not use uncooked rice for the recipe. Be sure that you have some white rice, and this is definitely leftovers from yesterday, so I'm going to go ahead and use 1 cup of that white rice. And then I'm going to add just a tad bit of bell pepper. I'm choosing to use green here because that's what I have at hand right now, but you can use red, orange, it doesn't matter, just as long as you have some kind of a bell pepper to go with the recipe. All right, so make us start cooking up this thing. I'm going to show you some other ingredients that I'm going to be adding to finish off the dish, but this is the main one that you will need. All right, let's cook. Okay, goodies, so now we're going to get this chicken prepared. All right, so we have our chicken nicely sliced here, and you want to use the more finer part of the hammer to just tap into the chicken. Don't put too much pressure in it because you don't want the chicken to fall apart, okay? So just tap it nicely, just like I'm doing here. And then we're going to turn it on the other side and then just do the same thing. That's why you have to double the plastic. Just double it in the plastic, all right? Okay, and then all you're going to do is just turn it on this side and then just do the same thing. Now we're going to season this chicken really simple. You don't want to overwhelm the chicken too much because you are putting seasoning into the flour, so you don't want to over season the chicken here. All right, so that is pretty good. All right, so all you have to do now is simple. You just take the top part of the plastic off and leave the bottom layer there. Okay, and then you just want to go ahead and add some salt and pepper. Since we're doing chicken here, we have to do that. So have some salt and pepper like that. Okay, add some pepper, salt, and then I'm going to add some chicken seasoning, and of course you could substitute that out for all-purpose season. Okay, so just turn the chicken on the other side, y'all, like that, and just repeat the same thing you did before. Now if you want to add more seasoning than what I'm putting here, of course you could add that, right? But like I said, it's better if you don't over season the chicken here, right? Now the next thing I'm going to do here is add some jerk seasoning. And the jerk seasoning that I'm using is this one right here, the Grace Brown. But just gonna add just a little bit of that jerk seasoning, not a whole lot, just a tad bit. Not too much. I'm using mild here, but I don't want to overwhelm it with too much of that jerk seasoning. So we're just going to put just a little bit just to give it that island flavor, you know? So we just kind of dab it on just like so. Turn it over and just do the same thing here. And now, y'all, you don't have to marinate anything here. You don't have to let it sit and marinate for no time at all. Once you season it up, you just go straight into cooking, all right? You don't have to do none of that waiting process. But if that's what you want to do, of course you can do it. But in this kitchen, we're cooking this thing real fast. All right, so that's it right here. We're going to move on to the next step. Okay, goodies, so this is what we're going to do now to get the chicken all prepped up, right? Now in your container you have here, you just want to go ahead and just mix all that in. Make sure though that you get the cornstarch spread out really well with that all-purpose flour. Okay, you want to make sure that you do that, and also get the paprika spread out as well, because it is going to give the chicken a lot of color, right? The color that we need. You don't want it to look all white. So the paprika is going to do something magical to it. Okay, so that's all you need to do here. That's pretty good. Now we're going to dress this thing up. Okay, so the first thing you want to do here is go ahead and place the tomatoes in, right? And then you place that there, the cheese, just place it there, and just get as much cheese as you can on it. And then you put the chicken like that over it. All right, so you just place the chicken over it. Now the next thing you want to do is get the chicken and place it into the flour. Okay, so let's move this out the way so y'all can see what is it that your girl is doing. All right, so you go ahead and you put the chicken in, and then you want to get the flour mixture all over the chicken. And what you want to do, once you put the chicken in the flour, you want to make sure that you press the flour mixture down onto the chicken. All right, make sure so you do that. because you don't want it to come apart once it hits the oil. All right. Now, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that your oil is ready, and your oil is supposed to be at a nice 350 degrees. Now, I'm going to put this in the frying pan, right? But of course, you could use your deep fryer if that's what you want to use, because some of you might say, can I use a deep fryer? Yes, you can use a deep fryer, okay? But I'm going to use the frying pan just to show you probably the harder method. Yeah, so either way, it will work just fine. So that is it right here. That's all you need to do. So now I'm going to move on and just put it into the frying pan and let you guys see how this is going to fry up real nice, all right? So I'll see you back. Okay, my love bugs. So I got my oil there. My oil is nicely hot. And then how you want to know so your oil is ready, just add a little bit of flour to it. And if it starts to fry, that means the oil is pretty much ready, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place the chicken into the frying pan very, very gently, all right? Just lay it there gently and then allow it to fry. It is going to fry for, I'll say, about 8 minutes on one side and then 8 minutes on the other side. And when it gets done frying up nice, then I'll come back here and I'll show you guys exactly what that looks like, okay? Okay, y'all, so now it's time to turn. It's been 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it, and you want to make sure that you turn it nice and gentle on the other side. All right, so it has a beautiful, nice color, as you can see. Just going to allow it to cook on that side for another six minutes, and then after I'm done with this one, we'll go ahead and cook up the other one. And then we're just going to go ahead and finish up the recipe, right? But anyway, that is what it looks like right there. Okay, goodies. So this is what it is going to look like. That is exactly what you need it to be looking like when you get all done. It's supposed to have a nice, pretty color on top. Flavors galore, all settled. And that tomatoes need to be right inside and don't go anywhere, right? Now over here is where you just don't fry your chicken, and that right there has so much flavor to it, a whole ton of flavor. All right, now we want to turn the heat down because you don't want it to burn. We're going to need all that good flavor and you don't want it to be bitter. So we're going to add some garlic to it. And because I love garlic in everything that I cook, I'm going to add just a little bit more of the garlic. Now, to settle it down, we're going to add some heavy whipping cream to it. Add some heavy, and I'll say maybe about a half cup of the heavy whipping cream. Now, you want to add some chicken flavor. We're going to give it flavor. So we had some chicken seasoning, a little bit of black pepper. And we're not going to measure anything here, okay? Just use the eyeball it. Some garlic and onion powder. All right, kick it up a notch. And then you want to add your vinegar. And I'm using apple cider vinegar because I never cook without it. So I had about a teaspoon of that. And then you want to add some parsley. Dried or fresh parsley will definitely work. All right. That is it right there. And all you want to do is just mix this in. Remember, you already have the flour in it, so it's nice and thick already. You don't want to add anything else. You just want to go ahead and shut the heat off after about a minute or so. You just want to allow that flour to cook, and that is it. Your sauce is done that fast. All right, so go ahead and shut this off, and then we're going to go ahead and cook the rice, and we'll get everything set up on the table on a plate, right? So I'll see you back. Okay, goodies, so now moving on to cooking the rice. We're going to add some oil to the pot, and I'm using the extra virgin olive oil. The first thing you want to do though is add some garlic to it, okay? So I'm going to put, give and take maybe about, because I love garlic, I'm going to add maybe about 2 tablespoons of that. And then we add the bell pepper. And then we add the mixed veggies to it. And then you want to go ahead and give it a nice little mix around. Let's combine this really well. Alright, now we're going to give this some flavor. Alright. We're going to add a little bit of black pepper. Some kind of seasoning, or pepper seasoning, or whatever you can find. A pinch of apple cider vinegar, not a lot. Onion and garlic powder. Alright. And some dried parsley flakes. Just mix that in. Very, very simple to make. Very, very simple to make, okay? Alright, now to this you could add honey if you like honey. You could add maple syrup to it, or you could add brown sugar. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and add some maple syrup. I'm not going to add too much, just maybe about 2 tablespoons of that maple syrup. Alright. And then just mix this in. Now I'm going to go in and add the lettuce. And like I said before, you can use any lettuce of your choice. Just add that in. Once you put the lettuce in, it's going to shrink, okay? You don't want it to shrink till you can't find it. So I'd say maybe about a minute here or less. And then you want to go in and add the rice. So just go in and add your cup of cooked rice. And if you're cooking more, you want to put more, you can put more. But 1 cup is fine over here. And that is all it takes, y'all. Nothing else. This is all done. You want to give it like, after you put the rice in, you give it another like 2 to 3 minutes. And you shut the heat off. It's all finished. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this up on a plate. And make it so it look like, alright? Perfect. All done. Fast, easy, and simple. 3 minutes, 2 minutes more, and it's finished. Okay, goodies, there you have it. Your girl is all done. Fast, easy, and simple. Right? The thing set nice. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. That thing is nice and juicy all up on the inside. You are going to love it. This is one of them quick recipes that you just have to try. If you want to impress the friends when them come over, you have to give this one a try. It is so tasty. You are going to love up to the very last bite, alright? Be sure though to share this love with all your friends and family. Tell them what's cooking up over here, man. Bring them, come and send them, come, I'm waiting. After you get done doing that, tell me what you like to have me cooking next in my kitchen. And remember, as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy!